Hey everybody, and welcome back to Full Throttle Friday, episode number 14. Today is Friday, April 21st. And first I want to give a shout out to my sister Stephanie. It's her birthday. Happy birthday, sis. And today I want to talk to you guys about this too shall pass. And what really got my mind thinking about that is I've been having some serious sales success. I've been crushing it, and I'm doing a lot. I'm really good at recruiting, and through the process of recruiting, I'm also really good at developing relationships with customers and people skills. And I have a system, and I have scripts, and I follow them, and they work. And I'm not the most experienced salesman in the world. I've been selling for just about 12 years, okay? But I'm really good at recruiting and developing relationships with people skills. And I've gotten crystal clear on who I am and what is important, what values are important in my life. And that's God, family, and then building teams and relationships with people, and creating a culture, and training people and mentoring people. And I love that. So where I come into the mix is where I started finding success, is I started putting my selfish interest behind that. And so this too shall pass. If you're in a dark place, and just 4 months ago, I didn't have 2 nickels to rub together. I actually had reached out to friends and family for help. My wife had just started a new job. I was still I didn't have very much going for me. We had burned through our savings. My previous job had gone bankrupt, and I started this YouTube channel because I love doing this. But I didn't have any income coming in. But I knew that it was just a season, and this too shall pass. And my mentor, Eric Lofholm, told me to focus on being grateful for what I have and what I'm good at. And working, his phrase was, a bird in the hand is worth 2 in the bush. And he broke that down for me and how I could use that to be successful. And he said that there's a million opportunities around you, and you're really good at a few things. So focus on those things, and you're going to attract something that's going to take care of your needs. And that's exactly what happened. So I started focusing on what I was good at. I got really clear on, what value I could have, that I could bring to an organization. And so I started attracting opportunities. So this too shall pass. And that season passed, and we got out of it. And now I'm making money, and this too shall pass. Because that's not the most important thing in the world. The most important thing in the world is, family, is relationships. And that's what I'm focusing on. And whenever things get really good, I try and stay right-sized. I just try and get level-headed and stay really humble and grateful for family. That, I wake up in the morning and, my kids are happy, they're alive. My wife and I are happy. And my dad and stepmom, they're alive, they're healthy. Like, these are all that matters. When things get bad, I try and do the exact same thing. Now, it's really easy for me to be super spiritual when things are good. And what really shapes a person's character is how they handle adversity. Can they stay positive? Can they stay grateful? And when you get into the habit of waking up in the morning and just listing off several things you're grateful for, food, clothing, shelter, a hot shower, even running water, and, that you have relationships with people. Like, that's where it all begins. When I was 20 years old and I was living out of my car, I was really grateful. And I was telling my wife this the other day. I don't know what made me think about it, but I would eat canned tuna and crackers at 7-Eleven, and I would do day labor, and I would make enough money to get gas and to pay my cell phone bill and my car insurance. And, I chose that lifestyle. I chose to be in that situation. But I was really grateful for canned tuna. And I haven't had it in years. And I guess I saw it and it just made me think about that. And it brought me back to, what if all this goes away? What if, the relationships are gone, the job's gone? Where am I at? Can I still find humility to, say, thank you, God? I don't know if you're religious or not, but there's a story in the Bible, in the book of Job, where, his faith was tested and he lost it all, and he stayed faithful in his relationship with God, and he had an attitude of gratitude, and he got everything back, multiple times what he had. And that's a powerful story and a testimony that we often overlook. So if you're in a dark place, just get back to the basics. Find out some things that you're grateful for. Start getting base hits. Start finding, one or two things that you can do that can start to create some momentum in your life. Find somewhere that you can volunteer and give of yourself freely, and maybe see that maybe you don't have it as bad as you actually think that you do. So looking into the future is really fun to do. It's really it can take up some of your free time, and you can get mesmerized on all the possibilities, right? And looking back at the past, sometimes it can be negative, and you can beat yourself up, and you can spend the same amount of time and look back. Or even if you had successes, you can, you can think too highly of yourself, and, get into the habit of patting yourself on the back, and, not looking at areas that you can get better. You can be that big fish in a small pond and really hold your back and stunt your growth. So the difficult thing is to stay in the moment, to stay present, to see things around you right now that you have that in a blink of an eye could just go away, right? The economy could crash. Your, people in the transportation industry, their outlook on their career, isn't long term, because now everything, we're going to have robots driving cars down the road. And, so I just encourage you to get multiple skills, develop the habit of reading, at least one book a month, start to learn a different language, get really good at adding to your tool belt skills that will help you make money when everybody else in your field is just going to be focusing on the small day-to-day checklist tasks and never really growing and developing in their life. And when times do get really rough, you're already prepared. You already know what to do. You can celebrate that as an opportunity to go after your dream job, or build your widget that you've always wanted to do, or paint that portrait. That's where I was in December, and I've always wanted to do this. And so, 55 YouTube videos in, I'm starting to really get good at my people skills and my public speaking skills, and the messages that I want to deliver. And this inspires me. So I encourage you to find out that little muse that you've always wanted to do, whether it's writing a book, or playing music, or learning a different language, because the day is going to come that things are going to change. Your world's going to be upside down, and that could be something that you've learned and developed, and it could make you money. You could monetize that. Maybe it's collecting cards, and now you can actually have something that you have value in, that you could go to card shows and trade playing cards. This is something very small, but Gary Vaynerchuk really opened my eyes to this several years ago when I started following him. Is he just talked about putting in the work from 9 p.m. to midnight and developing your craft and becoming an expert in your field. And so I just started, going after books that I'm really interested in. And it just so happens my wife has a master's in psychology. So I want to share with you guys a few of the books that she had in her library that I read that I'm interested in that have helped me in my people skills. And relating to this topic, I don't have this book right here, but it's David R. Hawkins' Power versus Force. And this is a really great book that'll teach you about human behaviors. And another book by David R. Hawkins is Letting Go. And in this book, you're going to get rid of the obstacles in your way that will help you find that inner peace, help you pursue your destiny, what you were created, that perfect spirit when you were born. You can start to get back towards that. Another really great book I read a long time ago. And there's a series, but Elizabeth Gilbert, Eat, Pray, Love. And you can find several different stories of people that, pursued their passions and dreams and found gratitude. There's a really great book series. It's called The Teachings of Don Juan. And this book right here is called Beyond Fear. And this is one of my favorite in the series. And I strongly encourage you to dig into some of this. They teach about the wisdom of the Toltec Indians, and there's a lot of really powerful value in that information and applying it so that you can start to learn how to detach from your ego and get into the moment and see how small you actually are in the universe, but actually how big of an impact that you can make through learning how to control your consciousness. Another excellent book, I've read this twice, The Power of Flow. And I think I paid $2 for this at Half Price Books. So this is a book that you're going to learn how to be in the moment, and when things come up, it's helped me in sales where I run appointments and things come up, or I conduct interviews and things come up and people can't make it. And you can get into the flow and you can start to see the real meaning of where you're supposed to be and what you're supposed to do, and you don't have to take life so personally. You can just focus on doing the next right thing. So another book by Don Miguel Ruiz that I love is called The Voice of Knowledge. And so these are books that I've read in the last 2 years that have started to move me towards things I'm interested in. The path of enlightenment, psychology. These are things that I've always been interested in, but I never got a degree. I did 1 semester of college, but I've always been intrigued with how the mind works and how people communicate. So this too shall pass. Don't take yourself too damn seriously. Find something to be grateful for. Tell your spouse or significant other or mom or dad that you love them, because in a blink of an eye, they could be taken away. And in doing this and finding gratitude on a day-to-day basis, you will be so happy, and you're going to absolutely crush it. And whatever you're doing is because you have purpose. So thank you guys for tuning in. Sorry, I'm in my garage. I just came home from another sale this week. I actually am set to make the most commissions I've ever made from my sales results this week. But I've been putting in 60 to 70 hours a week, training and coaching and generating leads and running appointments. And so nothing in life comes easy. Find out what you want and work for it, and see if you can provide more value to your job than what they're paying you, and you'll have job security. And find coaches and mentors and books that you can learn from. Always be a student of life. So thanks for tuning in. Like, subscribe, And I'd love to hear if there's a powerful book on psychology or that relates to this topic that has helped you, that you'd love to share. Comment below, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye.